My boyfriend accused me of abusing him because I threatened to leave multiple times, saying my threats hurt worse than anything he'd ever done to me. But here's what he'd actually done. He screamed at me for walking to the grocery store alone, then denied yelling seconds after, isolated me from every male friend while secretly talking to girls, moved me into his house after my mom died when I was barely 16 and he was 21, lied about his entire past and forgot he'd lied, so he'd casually mention his 10 girlfriends after telling me he'd only had 3, slammed a door into my face because I went to a movie with a female friend, came home from a strip club without his promise ring, punched holes in walls for years, screamed that I was cheating the day my favorite aunt died because my car broke down and I was 15 minutes late, grabbed my shoulders so hard his nails dug in and shook me while screaming I was a stupid bitch when I said it hurt that he chose porn over me. For 3 years I'd been in therapy, and my therapist had me keep a backpack ready with everything I'd need in an emergency because she could see what I couldn't, and she taught me to record the fights because he'd always deny them later, calling me crazy. And when I started recording, I had proof of him screaming while I stayed calm, asking why can't I apply somewhere I could use my degree, and he'd explode with "you'll cheat on me, no one else would put up with you." Then hours later say he never said any of that, never yelled until I played the recordings back and he accused me of hiring actors to pretend to be him. He went through my computer and set a dirty file as my background to humiliate me in front of his family, even though he had a porn addiction so severe we'd had sex 4 times in 3 months. And when I finally posted asking for help because I felt suicidal and constantly devastated, he found it within hours and texted, "Saw your post, coming home." But he was already parked outside waiting to catch me leaving. He ran up crying and begging, took me inside, switched to screaming the second I played a recording, ripped my phone from my hands and threw it into the street where it shattered, then put on his headphones and played games while I stood shaking in the doorway, and that's when I grabbed his phone off the counter and ran outside. I called my brother first and poured my heart out about being scared and having nowhere to go, and my brother said, "You deserve everything that's happening to you," and hung up because he hates that I'm attracted to girls. And hearing that hurt worse than anything Josh had ever done, because I realized I truly had no family left. I called my old friend Abby, who I hadn't seen in years, and she didn't answer at first, but then she called right back and said she was 30 minutes away with her husband, and those 30 minutes waiting inside while he played games in the other room were the longest of my life because part of me still wanted him to hug me and tell me it was okay. I grabbed my emergency backpack and threw clothes into a box while staying as quiet as possible, terrified he'd come out and catch me because I'm a terrible liar. And when Abby and her husband arrived, they loaded my desk and computer into their truck while Josh's headphones were still on and he had no idea I was leaving. I left without saying a word, and now I'm at Abby's house eating strawberry dairies and watching horror movies, and her husband is making waffles. And I'm retiring this account because Josh keeps making new Reddit accounts to message me, but I'm blocking every single one, and guys, I'm free. I'm so effing free. My heart hurts, and I feel like I ripped my own limb off when I think about his smile, but when I play those recordings I saved and think about everything I can do with my life now, I feel so happy. We're going to a concert Friday, and I finally understand that threatening to leave someone who hurts you isn't abuse, it's survival. And maybe my boyfriend was right about one thing. I really don't deserve him because I deserve so much better. Josh E to D.